create this book. Flip through those pages and come and create this book. All right, I dropped it with me, Sculptasia. Yeah, okay. Create plans for a building. Well, I have an idea. I have a chicken coop. Oh, they're here to start. What are you doing? Chickens? I've been trying to upgrade my chicken coop for a while now, and now I actually have a reason to start planning. So I have this colored pencil here, and I'm just starting on the actual coop that they sleep in themselves. It's a bit smaller than the actual chicken run, which is, oh right, Callie, let's go. The actual chicken run, which is, bigger, and this is where they can go outside, eat their food, drink their water, but it's a little small. I have 8 chickens, and I really want them to be a little happier, so I'm gonna try and upgrade the size of this chicken coop. The chicken coop is made of metal sheets, it's made of wood, it's made of cement blocks, and right now I'm just working on defining those materials, such as the metal roof. The metal roof, which is waterproof technically, but somehow I always end up finding water and mold inside the chicken coop. So that's one thing I really want to focus on, is getting this place waterproofed. And that's a little hard to portray in a drawing, so I'm just going to let your guys' imagination take it away. And I'm just going to continue working on the wood and working on the metal fencing right here. I decided to go with pink because it's a little more noticeable in a drawing. With all the blue and gray, I thought it would get lost if I didn't do pink. And, blueprints aren't original colors of the actual building anyway, so I figured it would work. Starting on the metal feeder, these chickens need to eat. And fun fact about chickens is they can eat ripe tomatoes, but if they have green tomatoes, they will get sick. Okay, so don't give your chickens or anyone's chickens green tomatoes. Thank you very much. And I found out that my chickens really love the size of cherry tomatoes, and if you hold it up for them, they will jump and catch it. And if you've never seen a chicken jump, it is so cute. Their legs do a little twirly dance underneath them. It is adorable. And let's get back to the drawing. I've just been erasing and drawing and erasing and drawing, and buildings are hard, When you really think about buildings and how they're oriented, you really get stuck sometimes, and that's what happened with me. But let's just focus on what I'm doing now, which is putting mesh wire so that animals don't dig underneath and kill the chickens, because that happens a lot more than you would think. So I'm just, trying to make it safe, and now I'm adding their watering can. This is where they just reach up and drink from a little nipple. Yes, it's called a nipple, and keeps them hydrated, especially if it's the color red. They really go towards the color red. They think it looks like blood, and they will peck. So if your chicken has an injured leg and it needs to be wrapped in some sort of cast, definitely do not use the color red, or else your chicken will get a pickin'. Okay, let's give our chickens some fresh hay. And how about a swing? Chickens like swings. I don't know if you knew that, but they do. Oh my gosh. And there's a lot of poop and mud around here, so we added a raised up walkway made out of wood, so it's kind of like a little porch. And you're gonna want to make sure that you have boots that are specifically for chicken coop so you don't cross-contaminate. Here's now the inside of the coop. I'm drawing all the things that you want me to. Not really. No one asked for this. I don't think anybody asked for this. Not really. Woo! Alrighty then. So we're just working on the inside of the coop, as I'm sure you noticed. This is where the nesting boxes are. That's what these boxes are. And I'm just adding more hay that is yellow, and I'm adding a chicken that is brown, and now another chicken that is also brown. And they are beautiful, beautiful girls. Though I will say that this one's beak kind of looks related to a puffin, but we're not going to talk about that, and we're just going to continue. This chicken is a girl, and so is the other one, and that's how we get our eggs, ladies and gentlemen. The first egg you ever get as a chicken parent is so rewarding. It's such a shock when you first see it, and it's so beautiful. I still have the picture, and I have no idea which one laid it, but it's okay. Now I'm just working on the details of the chicken, making sure they're all outlined and looking a little fluffy, because especially in that winter season, they need their fluffy feathers. And fluffy feathers they shall get. I mean, I have no power over that, but I'll give them a good nutritious diet, and that will help their feathers grow. That'll help keep their bones stay strong. This dish that I'm making here, it's going to be filled with nutrients for them to peck at while they're laying eggs, and these nutrients will make their bones stronger. It will make their shells of the eggs stronger. It will make them stronger. And that's very important. Nutrition for chickens is very important. And right above here, I'm drawing a perch with some fat ass chicken feet. Sorry.
I got a little carried away.
I don't even know if you're allowed to say that word on here. I don't really know. Okay. Anyways, some chicken feet. This is going to be a chicken that is on the perch. This is usually where they sleep, above, not on the ground. Sometimes they like to sleep on the ground if it's cold and their heat light is on, so they like to sleep in front of the light. But right now they're going to be on the perch, and I'm just making it as cute as possible, ? It's hard to do with those chicken feet, but it's okay. Let's move on to the ground of inside of their coop. Again, there's hay inside, but there's also a lot of poop. Anyway, just drawing the door. This is where they step out of. You can see outside, and I'm drawing an egg because sometimes an egg falls out and it's just there, and sometimes I find it, sometimes I don't, sometimes they eat it. Anyways, outside of the chicken coop is a bunch of grass that if they are let outside, I'm monitoring them. There's a bunch of grass. Here's some dirt where they like to sunbathe and dirt bathe, dust bathe, all that stuff. And sometimes they find a cute little worm. Okay, and here is this prompt all complete, all together. It's a little dusty with all the pencil that I used, so it got all over their table. I'll show you later. Here's the egg, here's the feeder, the chickens, the chicken legs. Please don't look at it. It's a little ugly. And again, here's the dirt where they dust bathe and the worms that they eat.
Next prompt!
Here's a slug that I made. It is modeled after Call Me Chris. And then here's another slug that I made. It is because I just like the colors. And I hope you do too because they're cool. And then here's another slug that I made with the lotus on it. And here's another slug and another slug and another slug and also another slug and another slug and another slug. Don't mind the hair on that one.
Create an advertisement.
Not as much ring to it as when I did it the first time, but that's all right. So I'm just drawing a slug here, and this slug is going to represent all my other slugs, but in one, and he's going to be a little creepy, and he's going to be selling slugs, which sounds really wrong, but they're slug figurines, so he is an actual slug, and he's selling slug figurines. You know how people sell G.I. Joe figurines? It's kind of like that. And of course I had to include a mustache and a little tiny hat because it adds to his creepiness, because this is like one of those guys who has a trench coat outside and they open it up and they're selling watches, but this guy, he's selling slug figurines. Yeah. So I decided to go with purple because it's as if he's in the shadows, and I feel like purple is a good shadowy color. So let's just continue on with those hat details. I made his mustache a little more noticeable, and since he's creepy, I made his eyes a little creepy as well. You can't really see where he's looking at you from, but that's the point. It kind of feels like I need an inhaler right now, so if you hear weird breathing noises, that would be why. Don't worry, I'm fine. Just sometimes I get asthma when I'm talking a lot, I guess. I guess it counts as an exercise, because I have exercise-induced asthma, you know. So I'm okay. Anyways, his eyes, they're creepy. And of course he needs a briefcase, because it's a little creepier than that. Not sure why, but I chose green. That's not really a suitcase color, but maybe for this guy, it is. I could have made it match his hat, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, but it's too late! Anyways, just adding those fine liner details and adding a speech bubble because he has something he wants to sell you. And just going over here, I am doing window painting because he's outside of a store right now trying to poach off his items. And this store just so happens to be selling slugs as well. That is a tongue twister. So he's outside of a store, and I'm just putting in a sidewalk, safety reasons. And then I'm just also coloring in the parking lot because for some reason he's not on the sidewalk, he's on the parking lot, as if he's a car and he's taking up 2 spots. Yeah, really classy guy right here. Really classy guy. I tried making these lines as straight as I could, diagonally of course, but his foot got in the way. But you know what, I'm making it work with my Posca pen here. Okay, anyways, this is dirty. This is from all the colored pencil I've been using this whole time, so I just gotta clean it up really quick and bring out my Mod Podge. Yeah, and I dropped it. Okay, so this is sealed shut because of all the times that I've used it, and it's just, you know, been glooped over there. So I opened it. I opened it with a screwdriver, and it got a little messy. Yeah, I'll just say that it got a little messy. What do you think? Do you think it got messy? Do you? Because it did. Okay, it did. Anyways, it's shiny and it's sealed in, so those colored pencils won't be dirtying up the table anymore. It's sealed in. Next prompt, create color combinations. Okay, we're starting with red here, yes, and then we're gonna do orange, and then we're gonna do lighter orange, and then we're gonna go back to red, and you know what, we're just gonna kind of stay in this color zone here, this warm, hot color zone. And okay, besides the feet, that was on purpose though, because this is just our reddish orangish character here, and I'm just designing a bunch of creatures really. Just finishing up the outline here. You can see my face, glorious. Just filling in, that's going to be his eye or her eye, doesn't matter. And starting with the next creature, which is going to be in the yellow green tone area of the rainbow. And those feet are interesting. And this whole creature was interesting, I would say, because I kind of gave up on it after a second and then had to go back to it. You'll see here in a moment what I'm talking about. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you see that I had to basically erase the whole thing. Great, let's just move on to the next creature. This is going to be the last portion of the rainbow, the blue, purple, the cooler toned rainbow part. I will say with all of these creatures, I didn't have anything planned, as you can tell by the second creature. So I just kind of went where the pencil took me, and I made it work. Anyways, I'm trying to salvage this guy. I'm adding the green back on. It's taking a lot of different layers of different colors of green, different shades, sorry. Outlining, trying to fix it, adding random detail. I don't think it's working at all, but you know what? I'm just gonna have to give up on it for now. Probably forever. That's okay. Let's give this girl some eyes and some beautiful eyelashes because she deserves to flutter her eyelashes. And let's go ahead and add a background to all of them as well. And you notice that they're different colors, and that's because it represents where they're born, where they're from, and usually where you will find them. And what do I mean by that? You'll see. Okay, so the green land is right there, and then the purple land is right there in other places, and then the red is right there. Sorry, just one moment. I had to go back to this page because when I drew all those colors in, it pushed all the colored pencil on the other page onto this page, and I had to erase it, so I just wanted to show you that. Be careful and be mindful of what you're doing because, it can leak or leak, that's not the right word. Anyways, this is what this looks like Mod Podged, and I finished that. And going back to the one that I was just working on that I just cut you off of, and it's stuck, so I'm a little worried. Also, my light died, so that's why you have this little bright thing here. Delightful. Anyways, it's all Mod Podged, and they're done. Going back, he's all Mod Podged and done. And I hope you guys liked this episode. Thanks for coming back, and I'll see you next time.